Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining. My name is Johnny Girardi. I'm DataSelf's founder and CEO. Tom is not showing up so far, so maybe I'll do the whole presentation. Anyhow, we're going to be talking today about supercharged BI reporting and AI with next generation analytics for Sage. As I said, my name is Johnny Girardi. I'm the founder and CEO of DataSelf. I was a software engineer in my early career, became a business person, and for the past 20 plus years, I've been helping organizations develop a better decision support system, make more informed decisions. And that's what I'm going to talk about it today. So if you're here, primarily it's because you are focused or you want to nurture and develop a data-driven culture. You probably have already invested, a lot of money into your Sage systems, for ERP, for CRM. Sage does so much, and you're probably having challenges with reports, KPIs, and AI around your Sage investment, and developing the data-driven culture can be challenging. So we'll talk about how business intelligence, in particularly DataSelf, can supercharge your data-driven culture. The first very important thing is, no matter what Sage system you have, be sure that you're leveraging the reports and dashboards kind of functionality within Sage. There's a lot of power in them, so be sure to leverage as much as possible. And there are many use cases that the Sage reporting tools are the right way to get the information out. So be sure you leverage them. However, the topic here is when and why should an organization like yours invest in a BI, meaning a business intelligence platform like DataSelf. So when and why. And I can tell you the why. You'll be investing in a BI. If you're developing a data-driven culture, at some point in the future, you'll have to invest in business intelligence. All of these systems like Sage systems, competing products, payroll, all of these systems, they have, from a reporting and dashboarding, they have limitations. And as you become more sophisticated with data analysis, when you hit those limitations, you will have to invest in BI to empower decision makers to make more informed decisions anytime and anywhere. So it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when you have to invest in BI. And let's talk about when you have to, when you're hitting the limitations of your Sage systems. I'm going to talk about two before BI use cases. And then I'll talk generically about the pain points that indicate you need to invest in BI. The first before BI use case is one of our clients that when they knocked on our door many years ago, they had a very convoluted inventory planning process. Every Wednesday, the business analyst would only do inventory planning. That was all the task for every Wednesday, to be sure inventory planning was properly done. It was done in Excel. So it was exporting the data from Sage, was exporting data from some other systems, manipulating, aggregating, cleaning, adjusting. Sometimes Excel would crash. Sometimes the numbers would be conflicting. She was saying that on a good day, she would be finished in a few hours, like 4 or 5 hours. Reality is most Wednesdays were not good days. And she would spend the whole Wednesday and sometimes spill into the next day just going through this mechanical, labor-intensive, error-prone process. And when she was delivering the reports to users, many times people would dispute the numbers. And then she would spend hours in the next days, many days, just validating, checking, did she make a mistake? Is the person not looking straight? So very time-consuming. Management obviously frustrated with the process. It was what it was, and it is what it is. So they have to just, put up with the process. And the business analyst, investing a lot of hours into inventory planning. So that's one example of frustrations that they were missing BI. The second use case is another client that when they knock on our door, they had this complicated sales commission process. They could only calculate commission at the end of after the month was closed. And it would take 5 business days, one person full time to crunch the numbers. It was very time consuming and they were pretty much flying blind. And we'll talk about how much they were flying blind later down the webinar. So another example of a company that badly needed BI. Just summarizing big picture challenges that you need BI, that when you need BI. First, from a decision maker standpoint, these are the main pain points for needing BI. The first is just reports are slow. Slow meaning you gotta wait every Wednesday or at the end of the month or every quarter. You know, if you have to wait reports to be ready, BI, it's time to invest in BI. Or if you pick a report and you need to refresh it, now you press the refresh button and it takes too long. Usually too long is if it takes more than 10 seconds, probably is getting too long for many people. So slow reports is a major pain point that BI can solve. The second is when you get your reports and you want to slice and dice the data and you can't, it's just too complicated. It's just impossible. Well, BI can help you with that problem. Extensive ad hoc analysis, anytime, anywhere. And what KPIs you should be paying attention to. Most likely right now you have many KPIs you're paying attention, and maybe you should have more KPIs and you don't even know what to look at or how to go about them. So those are pains from decision makers. That means you should invest in BI if you have any of these pains. If you are a business analyst, you know, people that are taking care of the reports and dashboards in AI for business decision makers, these are the main points. You know, if you're working like crazy in mechanical things every time, like, you know, that business analyst every Wednesday spending hours and hours and hours doing the same thing over and over and over. It's not intelligence, it's just mechanical work. That means you need BI to automate the mechanical things. If you have too many Excel files, you're losing track of, you know, Excel. Is it true? Is it correct? We call Excel hell. Well, BI can solve that problem. If you have too much data in reports, or everything is a nightmare to crunch, BI can help. If you have to consolidate data silos, multiple companies, multiple ERP systems, multiple, you know, whatever data silos are, BI can help. In security, you know, if you want to be sure that only the right people will access the right information at the right time, you know, we call data governance, BI can help. So these two are the main pain points at very high level. That means BI, you should invest in BI or really assess how BI can solve each of these individual bullet points I just covered. Well, let me show how DataSelf addresses these issues. So on the far left, you know, how we supercharge a business intelligence platform or investment. On the far left, we have all data sources. Sage, any Sage Intacct, Sage 100, 300, 500, Sage Pro, Sage X3, Sage CRM. No matter what Sage you have, you know, if you have payroll, ADP, paychecks, whatever it is, e-commerce platforms, you name it, you know, any system, all on the left. Step one of DataSelf, we call the data warehousing, modeling, reports in AI. That's what we bring to the table as plug and play. The first component is ETL plus. ETL means extraction, transformation, and loading. Is a AI-powered, no-code, low-code, full-code platform to take data from any of your systems, store in your data warehouse of choice, can be in our cloud, can be in your cloud, can be on premises, and easily bring raw data from your systems into the BI platform. It's an amazing platform. So ETL plus is one of the components. Second component we call the DFT plus. It means dimension, fact, and time. It's a modeling process to convert your raw data from your ERP, CRM, payroll into structures that have the single version of the truth that can easily be fed into a reporting tool to make reports run fast and allow people to slice and dice them easily, anytime and anywhere. The DFT is a big chunk of the value. The next two slides are for techies. So if you're not a techie, be patient, but the vision might even apply to non-techies. So The first thing of the DFT is what's called the star schemas. Star schemas is taking your transactions, we call the facts, like your sales, your GL expenses, your project accounting transactions, your inventory transactions, your payroll transactions, anything that is transactions is in the middle of your star. In around, you put your dimensions, how you want to aggregate your, let's say, your sales by customer, by product, by salesperson, by ship to. And then the T for time is for how you want to aggregate by year, by quarter, by month, by week, by fiscal period, by hour, whatever it is. So the DFT models the structures into the star schemas. Maybe this is no news for you. Star schemas has been around forever and probably already using it. We just have a cleaner way to have star schemas all over the place from your Sage and other systems. But there is a big novelty, which is a little overwhelming at first. It's called the Galaxy schemas. First of all, Galaxy schema, the theory has been around for a couple of decades. Only in the last 5 years, they became amazing technology provided by BI, by robust enterprise-level BI platforms. The idea of the Galaxy schema is taking all of your star schemas and making a galaxy out of it. Kind of crazy talk. I'm not going to go too deep. But if you see in the middle here, you can have all of your facts, your sales, your inventory, your everything is together and linked with your dimensions. Let me give a use case of how powerful Galaxy schemas are. Let's say you have a CRM, someone knocks on your door, is a lead. Then they become an opportunity because they're interested. Then you create a contract, you issue a sales order, maybe you ship a product, becomes an invoice, becomes a receivable, it becomes a line in your P&L. All of these different data points, without the Galaxy schema, you have to create a report for each one of these areas to see all the opportunities, all the sales order, the contract, yada, yada, yada. In the Galaxy schema, this is all together. You can put in a single report data from all of these facts because the Galaxy schema brings all of your data together. Without the Galaxy schema, it's a lot of reports, separate reports, there's a lot of export to Excel, is a nightmare. It's amazing how powerful Galaxy schemas are. I'm not going to go too deep because this can be too technical, but it's amazing how powerful Galaxy schemas make reporting data analysis across different data silos and different fact tables. So there was the DFT plus we just talked about. And then you plug a user interface or a data visualization of your choice. Right now I'm showing Excel, super popular, Power BI, Fabric, and Tableau. These are the most popular that we have seen, and we have extensive integration. We also support Domo, Click, Looker, a bunch of other tools, but these 4 are the most popular, and we absolutely make a lot of integration with them. Then we have what's called the KPI Plus. KPI Plus is actually plug and play reports and dashboards connected to currently Power BI and Tableau. Let me show what we have. We have, depending on your industry, what kind of business and ERP and CRM that you have in payroll. Our full-blown has more than 8,000 customizable KPIs, reports, and dashboards in Power BI and Tableau for both of them, one or the other. If you take a picture of this QR code, you go to the whole list with everything. It can be a little bit overwhelming because there's a lot. If you want to see the most popular KPIs out of 8,000, we have about 40 on this QR code. In each one of them, we have a 2-minute video, 2-minute demo video showing the use case and how this KPI works. They work the same way for Power BI and Tableau. So if you want to get a sense of the KPI plus functionality, don't miss these pages here. At the end of the day, this is the full-blown, the source system, the ETL plus, DFT plus, KPI plus. You choose any of the tools that you want for reporting tool, and we can help you decide in case you don't want to. What you get out of it at the end of the day is actionable insights for decision makers, and we'll show some examples in a few minutes in the presentation. Business analysts will be empowered with amazing technology. All the components from the back end, ETL, all the way to the front end is AI powered. There's a lot of AI going on. I'm going to show some of them. And this whole thing can be deployed in hours. So we supercharge BI because we bring enterprise-grade components, plug and play, connect to Sage and other systems, and deployed in hours. So that's the architecture. Summarizing the benefits, I showed before the challenges. The benefits are for decision makers. Reports, you don't have to wait for Wednesday, for the end of the month. Reports will run every day automatically. And on average, no matter how much data you have, reports run in seconds. We tell that it takes 10 seconds to run each report. If it runs longer, there's usually dials to turn to run them faster. So reports should run anytime, anywhere, in seconds. Extensive ad hoc analysis. I mean, you can drill down, you can drill across. It's amazing. I'll show some examples. There's a lot of AI-powered insights. Nowadays, you can use just plain English or whatever the language that you speak. You ask the question, and the tool will answer with KPIs in real time. And I show some examples in the demo. And again, with the DataSelf solution, we have this extensive library of KPIs across different industries, different departments, different roles that can plug and play on day one. So those are the benefits for decision makers. For business analysts, pretty much a lot of the mechanical work become completely automated. So business analysts can focus on things that only they can do. They know the business, they know the systems, they know BI, and now they can really excel to help decision makers focus on the problems and opportunities. So automating mechanical things. Data problem, the more data, the merrier. In the BI world, we'll tell people, the more data, the merrier. Don't worry, throw as much data as you have, and the BI can make reports run fast. Data consolidation issues, there's a lot of power to consolidate them. Data governance, there's a lot of different security dials to control who can access what and when. So there's a much better platform than what comes with the Sage reporting platform. And again, there's a lot of AI on the server side to help business analysts get their job done a lot faster and more automated. So those are the main benefits of DataSelf for both audiences, business decision makers and business analysts. Having said that, let's jump into the product presentation. I'm going to show 3 use cases first, how decision makers can do ad hoc analysis by themselves without calling for other people. I'll show some of the popular KPIs out of 8,000. I'll show a little bit of the server side, and I'll show some AI use cases in how some companies are taking advantage of AI out of a BI platform. With that in mind, let me just reload here my demo environment. And by the way, I'm going to be showing throughout the presentation, some of my reports and dashboards will be in Tableau, some are going to be in Power BI. It doesn't matter. We support both equally. In our DFT Plus and KPI Plus is pretty much the same for both products. So whatever you decide to go with, Power BI, Tableau, or you don't even know which one to choose, what I'm going to show applies pretty much the same way. The first report I want to show is really around ad hoc analysis. And it's not a flashy dashboard. It doesn't have charts. It's very granular. It's very tabular. And it's actually one of the most popular BI features in our client base, because a lot of business users, they just need to find answer to their questions anytime, anywhere, without calling people, and I just see the numbers. And you can be looking at, revenues. I'm going to show a revenues example. Could be expenses, could be project account information, could be payroll, could be inventory, anything in the BI solution. We have slicers. And I'm going to show the example using revenue, how powerful the ad hoc analysis is using a DataSelf slicer. So here in my revenue slicer, I have for all my customers, for all my years, I have sales. All right, that's the beginning of my slicer. But no, I don't want to see all years. I just want to see last year. So sure, you come over here. I select only last year. My sample database last year is 2030. And right now, the report shows sales by customer in last year. Well, I actually don't want to see by year. I want to see by month. In DataSelf, in these reports, when you put the mouse over and you see a plus, it means you can drill down to the next level. And when I drill down from the year, I'm going to be showing here by month, by fiscal period. This is the T, the time, in the DFT, T modeling. How do you analyze your data? By year, by quarter, by month, by day, by year, by fiscal period, by week, by day, by hour. The T allows you to create the time buckets. So when a decision maker is slice and dicing their numbers, whatever the numbers are, you just click and you drill down to the next level, without knowing anything behind the scenes. This example was year to fiscal period straight right off the bat. Super easy. Just click and go down. Okay, well, I don't want to see all the months. I only want to see months 1, 2, 3. Whatever it is, you select, press apply, you get the answer. Very easy. No matter how much data you have here, the result is done in seconds. Well, I don't want to see sales by customer. I want to slice by something else. That's why we have the slicers. Every one of these slicers, it comes pre-configured with popular slicer. These are revenue slicer. We have GL kind of slicers. If you look at GL transactions, payroll slicers, inventory slicers. So, but anyhow, this list of slicer can be fully customized. You can put an unlimited number of custom fields, UDFs, whatever it is. This is customizable. The point is, once this has been customized, as a business user, you don't care. You just pick and choose what you want. So if I want to see salesperson, I pick salesperson. In the report that was showing sales by customer, now is sales by salesperson. Super easy. Well, I want to break down by something else. You see the plus? I click the plus. I go to the drill down and show me now the second column, customer. Sure. I want to drill down again, go to the next level, and then I want to pick something else. You just drill down and pick and choose your slicer, in the tool in seconds will render the information. So by salesperson, by customer, by item, and I'm seeing sales in those periods. Super straightforward. What if I want to see something else? I don't want to see sales. I want to see any other measure from my revenue, like gross profit and sales. You pick and choose, the tool will answer in seconds. So even though this is not flashy, no charts and yada, but being able to slice and dice and find the trend in a certain period by whatever the slicer, it's amazingly powerful. And as a business user, usually the training is about this. If you got it, you can do it. If you didn't get it, forget it. If you don't get it, what I just did, this is not for you. But if you're a little savvy with computers, it's amazing how many reports and how much slice and dash you can do here and save them for future use. Again, this feature here, one of the most popular because give business users the ability to create their own reports without calling for business analysts. All right, now I'm going to go to a flashier chart-based reporting dashboard. A little busy at first, but let me tell the vision and then we'll go into it. This dashboard is to check variances, this period versus the prior period. In this example is a year-over-year variances. So this year versus last year. It could be a quarter variance, this quarter versus last quarter, or this quarter versus the same quarter last year, whatever the variances are. So it's a template that right now is looking at the year-over-year variances. In this looking at revenues, could be expenses, could be payroll, could be project accounting, could be field service. We have the templates for all of these different modules. Anyhow, once you get into one of these flashy dashboards, you can pick this period. In this case, is this year, 2029. You select the underlying, when you drill down to the next level, in this case, from the year, go to the periods. So in this case, is year to date through period 9. Then I can tell this year total, last year to date, in this case, year over year in the same period, in the variance in dollar and percentage. This could be revenues, could be gross profit, could be overtime, could be expenses, whatever it is. And then using the same colors, I can see by period, this period in dark blue, last in light blue, is showing by geography, revenues by state, and then customer and product and services last year, this year in variance. So high level, the numbers, and then as a decision maker, and this is really important, this can be customized by the decision maker. I'm usually interested in the outliers. Let's say I come to this dashboard and looking fine. I'm growing quite a bit in this year. What's happening in Texas? Well, look at that. Texas is growing by 11%. I want to analyze in Texas why we're doing so well. I click Texas, and now the dashboard changing to only show Texas data. And it showed me the total, the trend analysis, the customers and products. And when I look at my customers, that even though I'm growing by 11% total, this customer is declining quite a bit. Until I saw this, I maybe have no clue that this customer is declining. Why is that happening? I click this customer, and now it shows me for this customer in Texas, totals, trend analysis, and the items that are driving the growth and decline. And I can sort my charts. This example, I put my items on service by decline, and I pick the bottom 3 or 4, for instance. And now I say, show me the details. Now that I'm looking at the KPIs at the high level, show me the actual transactions. So I'm coming from the big KPIs, I slice and dice, and now I drill down all the way to the bottom, show me the transactions, invoices, dates, and whatnot. And because of the Galaxy schema, I could drill across. Is this customer paying their bills? Do we have items to fulfill the orders for this customer? Because all the data is connected by the Galaxy schema, I can not only drill down, I can drill across my data silos. And as a business person, I don't need to know tables. I don't need to know how they link. All behind the scenes, the magic is done by the BI platform with the Galaxy schema. All right, so this is also a very popular template, the variances, period variances, year over year, quarter over quarter. I'm going to move along to show some other KPIs, and I'm going to go a little faster. Cash flow projection, also pretty popular for many of our clients. And the idea is to get the cash on hand today, see money coming in from AR, from SO, money going out as a PO, looking at payroll. Then based on today, how much money you have on the bank, bars going up is money coming in, bars going down is money going out. And then you can see with the black line what's going to happen with your cash flow. And if you look at some data point that you think, why there's so much money going out on this date, there's a lot of AP here. You click the data point, and on the right, it filters to only show whatever you click here to see what exactly is affecting the data point. Very intuitive, very powerful as a business user. You need this kind of power that run things instantly to make informed decisions anytime and anywhere. Some other use cases, inventory planning and projection for clients, manufacturing companies, distribution companies. Many times you want to be sure you're not overstocking things or understocking. You're going to be sure that you keep your inventory planning in line with what's coming in as orders and receivables, receiving items. So you can look for every item. You can see what you have on hand today, what's coming in, purchase order, work order, what's going out in sales order, what's going out is sales projection, looking at the safety stock, red, you're running out of inventory, black, you're good. So a way to automate a lot of that kind of inventory planning. If you are in construction, field services, professional services, you want to have your week reporting and all the things I showed you as far as slice and dicing, drilling down, charting, we can do with week reporting. Maybe you want to do a Gantt chart for projects, for allocation of people. There's a lot of tools in BI platforms like DataSelf that can help automate a lot of the reports and dashboards for your decision makers. So I just showed you a few of the the KPIs that are part of our KPI Plus library. We have 8,000. I'm not going to show more. I'm not going to show all of them. It would be crazy. But, you got a little bit of a flavor. What I'm going to show next is AI. And just before I go and show you AI, just a little bit of high-level AI introduction. AI today is all over the place. Is AI here, AI there. There's a lot of fluff, a lot of over-promising, but there's also a lot of value in AI today when it comes to reporting BI. I want to focus on the tangible, practical business value AI available today. I want to talk about that, not the fluff. There's a lot of fluff. And we have a small number of clients already heavily investing in AI and taking advantage of it. So there is a lot of tangible, valuable features. I'm going to show some of them. So, but a small number of customers are doing it. They like to be on the edge and they're taking advantage of it. We have also another portion of customers, also fairly small, that are testing and checking and seeing how it works. Can it help? So some people are experimenting. The majority of our clients are just looking and not yet moving. So if you're not yet doing anything, you are part of the majority. But if you are one of those that want to jump in and take advantage, there is tangible, and I'm going to be showing 3 use cases of practical, valuable AI right now. So let's go into the first use case. The first use case of AI, it's a very powerful framework. Primarily is what's called the kind of the natural language querying, similar to kind of ChatGPT, where the universe that you're querying is actually your data in your BI platform. And one of the good news is that nowadays, most of these high-end BI platforms that we support, they support any language, English, Spanish, Chinese, whatever your language is, they are already becoming, in the past was only English, now is doesn't matter your language, it will understand you. So how does it work? You go to a prompt, and you ask the question. So let's say right now I'm connected to my system. I'm going to say, show me the top 5 items by sales. Just plain question, press enter. The tool will usually understand the question. It will show in this case the top 5 items by sales. That's it. Just plain English, magic happens. What if you want to say, break this down by ship to state? Again, you just wrote in English the question, you press enter. The tool will find the answer, and because you asked by a geography, it put the information on a map. Pretty cool. And the size of the bubble is proportional to the sale in that particular state. And the color of the slices is related to each of my top 5 items. Pretty cool. Pretty amazing and pretty accurate. Well, many people, they don't want to see charts. They want to see numbers by the penny. Sure, you just say on a table. Just plain English, you write on a table, press enter, and the tool took that information and put the same information on the table. And if you want to export to Excel, you export the data to Excel, and that's it. So this AI, it's already amazing. You just need to know how to ask a question, and you need to understand the answer. All of these AI features, they always give a warning. This can be hallucinating. Be sure to double check that it's understanding. And that's why many people are not yet investing in AI around KPIs, because they're afraid of people asking the question, the AI hallucinates, and they make incorrect decisions because the information was incorrect. And it's true. A lot of people should not use AI. You can only use AI if you can understand the answer and say, this smells fishy. If you don't have this capability, you probably should not use AI for KPI analysis. But if you can smell it, it can help a lot. So first use case, very straightforward, plain English for business people. This can help a lot. The next use case is more sophisticated. I'm going to use a Tableau, which is pretty nice to show. Power BI has a similar functionality. You need to be more sophisticated. Many business users cannot do this, at least cannot create it. But you don't need to be a business analyst to create it. It's amazing with a little bit of technical knowledge how much value you can get out of this AI. Well, let me show an example. I'm going to click a new metric from scratch, brand new analysis. I'm going to choose what area I want to analyze. I want my AI to help. It's going to be a sales analysis. So I'm just choosing which of my DFT modeling I want to analyze. and I'm going to give a name to this AI, any name, just a business name. What metric we're going to follow? You're going to follow gross profit, cost of sales, whatever it is. Well, in my case, it's really plain sales. I want to see sales numbers. How do you want to aggregate? What is the time dimension? You know, the T. I want to use invoice date. So just pick the invoice date. And as you keep on choosing this field, the AI starts to spin it. How do you want to slice and analyze this thing? This could be my customer, can be, you know, you just add a bunch of filters, my items, my salesperson. You just keep on adding, just pick and choose whatever that you want to do. And the tool keeps on digesting. I'm going to go next. There's a lot of settings here. I'm not going to go through them. I'm going to click next. Also, how you're going to compare with goals. You have some goals in a spreadsheet. You don't have goals. You just pick and plug those tools, those data points here. And here starts to come the fun of it. If the sale that I picked goes up, is it neutral? Is it favorable or unfavorable? Well, if my sales goes up, it's favorable. When I click favorable, look on the right. I'm going to stop right here. How amazing the AI is start to give value. Without any prompt, the AI took and compared my sales this month versus last month, saw there's an increase of certain amount. It showed me customers that are growing, 9 customers are growing, and these are the top 2. If I scroll down, it gives me the same perspective by item, by salesperson. All the slides that I created in the prior step, it shows the top growing. If I scroll down, it gives me the decline. Customer with the biggest decline, item with the big decline, salespeople with the biggest decline. The tool automatically starts to create metrics without prompting. And if you want to ask for something that the tool didn't do, you just use the natural language query that I showed you before. You type in the question, the tool will spin a chart and plug it to this AI functionality. So I'm going to stop it right here because I already shows you with a few very simple plug and play functionality that you need to be comfortable and know those options. It's amazing how much value you can get out of this AI functionality. All right. The last AI component, I want to show a quick use case. I'm going to actually show on a PowerPoint. It's on the back end. In my demo environment is not today was not work, was kind of offline. So this is when you go. This is for business analysts. This is not for decision makers. This is not for business people. This is for business analysts. The people that spend hours and hours and hours when a decision maker asks a question, they go to the back end. What table should I use? How I'm going to link the tables? How I'm going to aggregate? How I'm going to clean it? All that work. Now with the ETL plus AI, it's amazing how much of their work can be solved, those problems with the AI. And I'm showing here an example where I have in my data warehouse an Acumatica database and a Sage database connected to my data warehouse. You know, 2 companies where I brought the data together, and I am still consolidating the data from both systems. And I want to see a report, let's say, showing sales by customer across both companies. Just show me sales by customer in no matter where they come from. Pretty much in the ETL plus AI, I would write, combine the customer lists from Acumatica and Sage and press send. The ETL plus AI would look at the modeling that you have in Sage, the model you have in Acumatica, could be NetSuite, could be QuickBooks Online, could be QuickBooks, can be Microsoft Dynamics, doesn't matter. And the modeling will look at the tables, will look at the PKs, the primary keys, and give you a SQL statement that would link the data together. I know this is very technical, but if you're a business analyst spending a lot of hours doing data modeling, the AI can solve a lot of problems. So that was pretty much a quick overview of the AI functionality. If you want to discuss specifically your needs, your thoughts about AI, give us a call. We already have multiple clients using it, and there is no one size fits all. And it's very easy to get excited about the fluff and not being delivering the results. So talk with us. Hopefully we can understand your needs and give you a roadmap that can have an AI platform, an AI engine or engines that can help you get the job done. Alrighty, that was the product presentation. let's move on. We have another 5-6 minutes to cover here. So before, earlier in this presentation, I talked about 2 BI use cases, the inventory planning and the sales commission, and how challenging those things were before DataSelf. I'm going to talk about now what happened after they implemented DataSelf. So the first use case was the inventory planning use case, where it was only on Wednesday. It was a nightmare, very time consuming, error prone. Well, now that inventory planning report runs automatically every day, they always have the data ready to analyze anytime. They don't have to wait for Wednesday. The business analyst no longer has to allocate all of those hours. It's just automatically calculated. The business analyst still has to help the inventory planning people understand the data and actually make human-based decisions, but the mechanical things automated. So they're now focusing on insights. And very importantly, decision makers, they can slice and dice easily their inventory planning. So when there's a new order coming that is not there yet, they can actually go there and check, if this order comes in, can we fulfill it? Or an order is going to be canceled, what's going to happen with my inventory? Decision makers, they can now slice and dice using the slicer and the dashboards in a way that before was unheard of and impossible. Super happy client using BI for inventory planning. The other use case to me is even more exciting in a way. So the first benefit is it took us about 3 months to understand how complicated the commission calculation was and to completely automate the calculation. It involved sales and rebates and GL adjustment. It was a nightmare. So the benefit, 2 main benefits. The first one, commission calculation calculated daily. You don't have to wait for the end of the month. You don't have to wait for another 5 days. You can see throughout the month the commission calculating, growing. The end of the month is done. Issue the checks for the salespeople. Everyone is happy. Now, the most important value in this example, in my perspective, is that the CFO called me about a couple of weeks actually after the commission calculation was fully automated, and he told me, Johnny, let me tell you something. Only now the commission calculation has been automated. I decided to look at the out-of-the-box reports that were done, they were ready 3 months ago. Only today I decided to look at them. In the first half an hour, just browsing through these KPIs, I found a dashboard that showed me some major inventory management problems, we had. If I had seen this report, this KPI on day 1, 3 months ago, I would have told you, Johnny, forget sales commission. We have bigger fish to fry. Let's focus on analyzing and checking and see what we can do to fix our inventory management problems. He said that the unknown was actually more important than the known KPIs in that particular case. And this is part of the value of DataSelf. We have a ton of KPIs, and probably many of them should be relevant to your business, focusing on missed opportunities or the blind spots, like the things that are costing your business quite a ton and maybe nobody's paying attention to. There's a lot of value in our DFT Plus, in KPI Plus functionality, because it can show numbers that today maybe nobody's paying attention to, and they should. DataSelf pricing, we have 3 main editions. The analytics edition, everything that I showed you so far, they are available in Essentials Pro and Enterprise. Essentials for smaller companies is about $1,000 per month. The Pro for a little bigger companies, $2,000 per month. In Enterprise, no matter your size, is $5,000 per month. There's granularity, what comes with each of these different editions. Everything that I showed you so far are available in all of them, but there are differences between the editions. If you don't need a full-blown solution with all the plug-and-play, the KPIs and whatnot, you just need an ETL Plus to help you with data warehousing. ETL Plus is $200 per month. This pricing here is entry-level pricing. It includes the deployment and training. So for the basic system to be deployed, you don't need to pay extra professional services. It's all inclusive. As you're part of this webinar, we have a promotion. If you order DataSelf by December 15th, you'll get 15% off the first year. So just contact our email and phone number if you want to learn more. And that was the presentation. We are about only 1 minute to go. So let me see if there's any questions here on the Zoom portal. There are questions. So question here, inside of Tableau, what is the functionality that is allowing you to create the natural language query? So in Tableau, the natural language query, if you have the post functionality, when you look at the post report, there is one place that says, I think it's ask, just you click there, it's going to give you the functionality. Tableau has a few different places where the natural language query is inserted. The one that I showed you specifically was the Power BI equivalent. Tableau is slightly different, but Jack, I can answer this question to you specifically by email some other time. Since we're running out of time, I see some other questions, but we'll address them by email. I really thank you for the opportunity to be here for learning. If you want to discuss more specifically your own BI reporting AI and see how we can help, please contact us. We're about 30-something people, data geeks, as I call myself. We're here to help. We're here to learn. And if we can help you, boy, we can help you. We have tools, we have templates, we have expertise to make your company more successful in developing and nurturing your own data-driven culture. Thanks for joining. I hope you have a great day. Thank you.